We have now been joined by Malik Ayub Sumbal, a geopolitical analyst, to share his insight about the U.S.-Iran peace deal and Pakistan's effective diplomatic efforts in this regard. Malik Ayub Sumbal, thank you very much for joining us on Pakistan TV. Mr. Ayub Sumbal, in your opinion, what are the biggest challenges that could still undermine the agreement given the history of tensions between Iran and U.S.?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. So I think that Iran and the U.S. history, if we see in the historical perspective, so we see many ups and downs. Mean that since the Iran revolution, there have been many things that going on simultaneously. They were engaging in dialogue. They were on the backside. I think they have a very active diplomacy, backdoor channel diplomacy. It's going on. But currently, I think that what Iran play, I think that is a very important role that give a pause and it stop actually the United States extension and U.S. control toward the Eurasian region. So that is one thing that the U.S. Got a very major setback. So inside, I think that if we see this deal, I think the major challenge is this, that Israel is a loser in this deal because Israel was not trying and they were not happy about this deal. They were trying each and every attempt to undermine and to slash this deal. And now even actually, because Donald Trump has no other option, his midterm is coming in November, and he mean that he face a very shrinkage of his image in the United States. So he has no other option but to go for this deal, whatever be the term and conditions are there. So the major challenge is this, that the resistance against Israel would be increased in the Middle East and especially in Lebanon. So for Israel, and especially for Netanyahu, he's also facing the election later this year. So for him, I think that to engage in the region into the proxy and into the war, that is actually one of the major challenge right now for this deal. And Israel would definitely stab in the U.S. Back if we will see the previous the track record. So Israel is a big challenge for this deal, and I think that Israel is ultimately the loser in this deal.
Okay, and do you think that Israel will try to play the role of a spoiler here?
Indeed, they are trying because their ministers and everybody, I think they are trying to do. But the problem is this, that in Middle East right now, their position is quite weak. So if they would try to engage in any kind of the proxy or adventure, I think the existence of the Israel would be in danger. And I think that that is the only credit that goes to Netanyahu, that he is putting Israel on that crossroad in which the Israel existence would be some sort of the become a major challenge. And even he is testing his bottom line and even the bottom line of the United States, because Israel is becoming a major liability for the United States right now. And it's time now that the United States may be disposed of this liability sooner or later, because I think that the power corridors, there is a reshift in the Middle East. There is a rising power in the Middle East. And of course, they have to play the role. And Israel's role is going to be diminished in the Middle East.
Okay, Mr. Ayub Sumbal, even before this memorandum of understanding is signed, we are seeing contradictory statements coming from both U.S. and Iran. Iran says that they will continue managing the Strait of Hormuz, and they're saying that they will put a toll on the traffic that moves through the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. has denied that any toll will be put on the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says that upon signing of the agreement, they have been assured that their frozen assets will be unfrozen, whereas we heard U.S. President Donald Trump say today that no such thing is in the offering. So how do you think these things will be negotiated?
I think they will take this matter till November till the midterm election, and of course there will be some give and take to keep this intact till November. Because if there is not anything like the release of any frozen asset from the Israel, from the United States of Iran, I think that could be a major. I think that the bone of contention again between this deal and the maturity of this deal, that it could prolong till November and even beyond. I think that is pretty much linked with those frozen assets. That is the 300 billion US dollars. It should be 300 billion or whatever be there. I think that they must have to be released by the United States. Otherwise, I think that the chances that this deal could be matured could be much into the gray areas. And I think that definitely Donald Trump is saying, but I think that behind this there is some consent that has been already developed, and I think that that could be soon, I think, come in public. And I think there must be some sort of the relief to Iran. Otherwise, I don't think so that there is any sort of the pragmatism in this deal.
Okay, and as you are aware that Pakistan's role in bringing the U.S. and Iran from confrontation to an agreement has been very critical so far. Going forward, how do you see this role?
I think Pakistan role has been applauded, and I think the Pakistan image has been improved, especially in this international diplomacy. And I think that the role of the Islamabad was very responsible. I think that both towards Iran and while keeping all the Middle Eastern states and then with the United States. So this time, I think that the Pakistan diplomacy, especially, it's quite applaud on the international stage. I think the many countries, I think that from European countries, I think they categorically mentioned the role of Pakistan. And I think that let's see in future how this role will unfold. But Pakistan get a major leverage on this role to boost its image into the global arena.